Sure. I think one is you have to have a clear statement, a statement of, I am looking to do A that's going to achieve B. Then you have to go out and do the market research. You have to go out and talk to people. You have to go out and find out if, for instance, if I'm building the product or the service, is this actually what people want? It's discipline, and I think it's just going out there and doing it each and every day is going to be the keys to success. It's not about the shiny object. It's about how do I take what I've learned, what I've believed in, that's been placed into me the most, and how do I make that happen? No matter what the conditions, no matter what the circumstance or environment, to go ahead and execute that. And I think you'll not only be fine, but you'll probably be surprised at what comes about it as a result.
Thank you so much for that. Now, this growing up, that is something that people need to learn about. And you are so right. You cannot just get there just now. It doesn't happen like that. I used to make the analogy that even if you were in a jet fighter, you are inside. That is because it's very fast, no? It will still take a certain amount of time to move from one end of the city to another end of the same city because everything takes time. But how much? Because until you are mature now, you don't even understand how to figure out those things. Tell us something about what you were saying before that if the market is right for you. But how do you even know if the market is right?
Sure, I think one is you have to have a clear statement, a statement of, I am looking to do A that's going to achieve B. Then you have to go out and do the market research. You have to go out and talk to people. You have to go out and find out if, for instance, if I'm building the product or the service, is this actually what people want? Um, and then, in some instances, you have to go out there and sell because sometimes it may just be a great idea and that may just be it. And so I think, having that type of deliberate and intentional focus is going to be critical. I think also utilizing certain tools and software. I think utilizing AI as your subject matter expert, using them as like your chief marketing officer, doing product research can really help you define that because I think utilizing those tools that can help speed up, accelerate, and then go out into the market can be very useful and effective because you will learn quickly over time. Like, yeah, I may want to go out there and recreate or go create a product that I thought may meet the customer's need. Then I go out and find out 6 to 12 months later, my sales are showing me differently, and or I'm not getting the customer penetration or market penetration. And so I think doing that's going to be a very useful tool. I think it's something that, if done well, you either figure out this is what I need to do that's going well. This is how I need to pivot, and or some situations saying, look, this is a great idea, but this may not be the idea that individuals or the market wants to buy at this time or point.
Okay, there were a lot of things there that you said, a lot of things there. Knowing that this is right, knowing that this is what you want to do, this is what the market want, and all of those good things that you said there. So my question now is that we are not always going to get it right at once, no? This learning process, how should it be? How should we learn? How should we know that what we are doing is the right thing? I mean, what are we supposed to have with our hands as tools to be able to analyze the situation around us? That it's not going to be right at the same. It's not going to be right the first time. We are going to make mistake. We are going to fail a lot of time. In fact, we're going to fail more than we're going to succeed. That is the way it is. So, in your case, is there any example that you can share with us? Because now you are telling people that you are going to test, you are going to maybe create a product, but you're going to understand that maybe this product is not actually what the market demand. Therefore, you're going to maybe destroy this product or leave it, but you're going to do something different based on data. But I want you to share with us if there is anything that have happened to you in your particular business that have brought this to your forefront.
Before I get an example, you only have to get an idea right once, right? So it's always about, it's not about the um, about you not failing. For instance, if you never try, you automatically fail. So I always think that It's about trying and making sure that that one time could be the thing that can prepare you into success. So in my career, I was working on a project to help bring, but let's just say community technology hubs across about a 3-state footprint. And we did the rollout, we had the product, and we started to go out and talk to different nonprofits, chambers of commerce, etc. At first, there was one big, I remember this, there was one big organization that's a national based organization. They took our call, they said we can meet, and then one day before, they just canceled on us. And so we were like, we took a pause and said, okay, we thought that we had a great product, we had a great story, and that we were going to be able to go out and convince them to set it up. It, kind of fast forward 18 months later, we weren't necessarily making progress with them, but we went out, we talked to other organizations, we signed up other customers. There was a leader that we had relationships based on a relationship we had from another time of working together. When they came on board, we pitched the idea differently. They were immediately on board with that. So we took the product we had, we took the concept, and then now we were able to then expand it and scale it to multiple locations that they had. That then was able to create a really substantial impact. So even though the first time 18 months ago we got the no, and we had to go back to a drawing board, and then we had to go back to different customers, we were able to, through time, through relationships, and through perseverance, to go back to that customer to get the yes, and then from that yes, then not only was successful in multiple locations within the market, but then was able to expand to other markets across the country. That's now being utilized as a best practice in helping to use technology and then to help that power into different organizations that helps to improve the quality of people's lives.
Thank you so much for that. That is a great lesson for people that are listening to us, and this is also why these episodes are important, because now people can see real life journey that they can basically just change few things and they will be rolling. I said,
Right.
okay, this podcast is coming from a research that I did here in Verona, because when I came here in 2004, I was kind of curious about the life of Africans here. So I said I wanted to learn about them, not about me, about them, because for me to be able to navigate my way in this complex society, I need to know about other people that look like me. And this, what I've done now is that I make it possible for other people that are going to come to just know where to put their legs. Because here in Italy, where I live, in Verona, where I live, I didn't have it difficult to find a place to stay. But the first African that came here, they were living on the streets. They were living, that is, they were already working. Nobody gave them